This Vision Ireland podcast contains chapter markers. If you want to skip the intro or a topic you don't like, you can use chapter markers to do so. Chapter markers are only supported in some podcast apps. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Talking Technology with VI Labs. At VI Labs, we believe technology is the single greatest enabler for people with sight loss and all disabilities. If you're looking for the latest news and conversation on tech from a more accessible perspective, you've come to the right place.
Yes, indeed, you have. Hello, everybody. Hope you are keeping well. Welcome in to Talking Technology with VI Labs, episode number 91. And my oh my, do we have a packed show for you today. We're delving into the Meta glasses today, among many other things. It's probably a good time to remind you as well that we do have the ability for you to jump forward and backward through show chapters on Talking Technology now as well. So there's a lot in today's show. So if you're only interested in parts of it, feel free to jump around. But there you go. Hope you're keeping well. It's been a busy time here in Ireland over the last little while. I must say, I thought, usually when we do these podcasts, we are almost always the greatest podcast in any given day. But it turns out that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were on a podcast earlier today where they announced her new album. So I don't think I can compete with that, but we'll at least try with Meta glasses discussion. And hey, we are also, just so you know, we're maybe not supposed to say this yet, but we'll tease it anyway. We are going to have an extra episode of Talking Technology later this week. I can't say why yet, but you are not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to subscribe. There's some really exciting stuff around the corner, so do stick around for that. But hey, for now though, this, as we always say, isn't just our show. This is also your show, and we really do want you to join that conversation. So if you would like to do so, there's loads of ways that you can get in touch. If you would like to join the conversation, we'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us by using WhatsApp. If you would like, you can send us a WhatsApp voice note or just a regular message, should you choose, to 086 199 0011. That's 086 199 0011. A reminder that if you are sending us a voice note is not a call. You want to use the voice message button. It's labelled with voiceover, and you can find that at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you would much rather avoid WhatsApp and do things the good old-fashioned way, you can do that too. You can send us an email if you'd like to content@vi.ie, and that will reach us in exactly the same way, and we would love to include your contribution. So please don't hesitate to get in touch, either on WhatsApp or email, or however else you'd like to reach us. You can probably find us in all sorts of weird and wonderful places, and we would love to hear from you. But for now though, it's time to cross all the way to Kilkenny to our one and only Mr. Joe Lonigan. Joe, how are you?
Hi David, I'm good, thank you.
Excellent stuff. Joe, Taylor Swift, she's been announcing her new album. What's it called here? The Life of a Showgirl. Are you a fan?
I'm not a fan. I know loads of fans. People go crazy. I thought that was going to be the name of your new album, Showgirl. Yeah, that's going to be the name of your new album, David.
Yeah, it was. But Joe, I'm going to let Taylor have it. Because I do like to think of myself, maybe not quite at her level, but nearly there. But I think I'm going to let her have the Life of a Showgirl on this occasion, and I'll find a new name for my future speculative album at some point, I think.
You were going to change the word girl to man, I hope. Show man.
We got to be 2025 about this now, Joe. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay, whatever.
There you go.
Off you go.
Absolutely. You can do whatever you want. We can call it all sorts of things. But I will find a new name for my album at a later date. But Joe, there are more pressing matters and proceedings to move on with, because we have loads of voice notes in this week on everything from washing machines not doing what they're meant to Meta glasses. So let's dive in. Our first voice note this week is from Raheem. And Raheem, well, he's having issues with his washing machine. Here's what Raheem had to say.
Hi, folks. Hope you're doing well. Raheem Nazrani here. Enjoying the shows as always. I'm just contacting you because I'm having some difficulties with connecting my Samsung washing machine to the SmartThings app. My partner has given it a try over the last week, and I'm going to give it a try myself again. But I just wanted to touch base to see if you had any advice. She had tried to connect it, and she used there's a smart button, I think, to pair, you could say, to pair to the Bluetooth and on the washing machine. And she had downloaded the app and it worked for a few seconds, whereas in the pairing took place. And then she went through all the steps. But every time she went through each step, it just kept saying error all the time. So, yeah, no matter what she did, it just said error. So, just not sure what's going on, but I just love some advice, and maybe any advice at all would be brilliant to assist with the process of pairing and getting the Samsung washing machine to work with the SmartThings app. We also have a Samsung dryer, which I haven't tried to pair yet. We're currently just trying these devices as we move back into the house. So, as I said, I will be giving this more attention in the next few days, possibly a day after the next podcast. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Raheem. I must say, I do appreciate that you're putting your wash machine affairs on hold until after our podcast, which is great. My advice would be to probably try give it a kick and see if that improves things. But for more helpful advice, Joe, do you have any suggestions here?
Yeah, well, if the kick doesn't work, then I suppose we could try and do it properly. Yeah. So I had rumour has it Raheem never actually used a washing machine. So that was a first for everything. So I heard him say his partner Tina is going to give this a go. So that's the real truth of it, Dave. So first of all, he'll have to get it into pairing mode. So there's a smart control button on the front of the Samsung EcoBubble washing machines. So you have to hold that down for a number of seconds, usually around 5 seconds, until you see the screen flashing. You know, it doesn't make any audible noises as far as I'm aware. So if you have a little bit of vision, or just hope for the best, the screen will flash. And then you have to go into the SmartThings app and you have to go to the devices and then add. So you'll be adding a Samsung device. It's on that list there. Are you adding a Samsung device or another device? So you click Samsung, and then a list comes up what kind of device you want to add. You click washer, you tap washer, and then you go next. And it may ask you, do you want to scan with a QR code or not? I picked not because I couldn't find a QR code on my machine. They weren't that popular when my machine came out 6 or 7 years ago, but they're more popular now. The QR code badge might be more visible, so you can scan the QR code or you can skip that bit. And then the next step is it'll download a little bit of software on your phone, and then it'll start to look for your washing machine. And once it finds your washing machine, then it'll tell you to go to the Wi-Fi settings and pick the Samsung washer network. It's usually just called washer 1 or something like that. And once you've picked that, then you have to go back into SmartThings. This is long-winded, David, I know. You have to go back into SmartThings, pick your Wi-Fi network from the list, because maybe your neighbours might come up or whatever. So pick your own Wi-Fi network, put in the Wi-Fi code, click join, and then you're almost finished. It should say something like joining the network and pairing your washing machine with the network. And then it'll ask you to pick a room. So laundry room is the natural one you'd pick. And then you click done. And hopefully then you're all joined up and synced, and you're ready then. The next time you go into your app, you can tap on the washing machine and pick the rinse cycle that you want to choose, and then pick the temperature and click start. It is a little bit fidgety once it's finished, but you get the hang of the app after a while. You just have to move your finger around the screen if you're a voiceover user. It's not really a flick left and right job all of the time. After you've chosen the cycle, then you have to move your finger slowly around until you find the OK button. And then you double tap on start. And that's it. It'll just take a little bit of playing around with it after it's all synced and connected up. But it is very tricky the first time you do it. So if you have any sighted help, please use them the first time, and hopefully you'll be able to use the machine independently after that. And because the smart control button isn't easy to find the first time you use the machine, but you can put a little bump on it afterwards and stuff. So they're little tips for keeping things on track, David.
Not even a tiny bit long-winded, Joe. But there you go.
Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit.
You can, when you're done doing it with the washing machine, you can do the whole lot again for the dryer, which is great.
Raheem will have to start learning how to use it then, and maybe, Tina will have to push him towards the washing machine a bit more. That might help.
I think you're being unfair now on poor Raheem here. I have full faith in Raheem. Just know yourself, Raheam, that I have full faith in you, even if Joe doesn't. But there you go.
It's an equal world. Yeah, everyone. You keep trucking on,
Yeah, keep trucking on, indeed. Thanks so much for the voice note, Raheem. I don't know if you'll ever send one again now, but thanks so much anyway.
Give us some feedback and let us know if it worked anyway. That's probably the best thing you can do now.
Absolutely.
So hopefully it all works out.
Cheers, Raheem. We've another voice note in from Derry Lawler. Derry is following up on a newsletter article that we had that was around Perplexity, an AI tool that our colleague Seamus reviewed in the newsletter last week. Here is what Derry had to say.
Hi Dave, Joe and team, I hope you're all keeping well. It's Derry Lawler here. So recently, you were talking about this week which AI you use. I used to always use Perplexity. In fact, on the iPhone Pro Max, I had the action button to launch Perplexity so I could talk straight away. But I started a computer course called AI Like That 3, which is by Brian Harchin. And I've recently got myself a ChatGPT Plus. Now I found one that's €18. It's not cheap, but it's not €22. So it's €18 a month at the moment. And so I signed up to that. And I've changed my action button to ChatGPT, so to load the voice conversation. So still not going into the app is better, but recently I've stopped using Perplexity, so I'm in favour of ChatGPT itself. So that's the OpenAI one, so the chat.openai.com model. So that's it. Keep up the great work. Talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Derry, and glad to hear that you're finding ChatGPT beneficial after Brian Harchin's course there. I've heard great things about Brian's courses. I've never done one myself, but he also develops, along with his company there, a number of other really useful tools like JSay and Lisi, both great tools that we haven't discussed in depth on the podcast before, but maybe that's a future topic. Joe, Perplexity versus ChatGPT, it's one of these things, lots of people have different preferences, really.
They do. Lots of people have different preferences. An interesting tip there as well with the side button. Thanks, Derry. Perplexity, I've used it. I'm not a strict user of any of the AI things yet. Maybe Copilot more than any of them, believe it or not, just because I'm on the laptop a lot. And I find that really good to use from Microsoft Word. Anything from Word, and it'll try and drag information from the internet. You know what I mean? It'll also help you write documents and all that kind of stuff. But ChatGPT, I might leave that back to you, David. You use that bit, don't you?
I do use ChatGPT a bit more, Joe. I never really got into Perplexity. Now, I'm envious of Derry, because Derry's saying there that he's paying 18 quid a month. I do pay the 22, nearly 23 actually. It's 22.99. So I pay that, but like I would be interested in you saving a £5. So Derry will have to get back to us on that. But it is a great tool. I find it really useful, even for working occasionally with documents and stuff like that, and just extracting a little bit out of a document or whatever the case may be. It's much more than just a chatbot, and I think that's the great thing. I would like in the future for it to be able to do things like transcribe audio a little bit and work with audio a little bit more. But I think all of that stuff will probably come in the future. And of course, they released GPT-5 in the past week or two as well, OpenAI. We were recently on 4.0. But we've jumped up to 5, GPT-5. I don't know if I like it as much yet. There's a few things that are a little different, but time will tell. And I know for those who are programming, it's a big leap forward for sure.
Yeah, Dave, I noticed one thing there with the newer versions of ChatGPT. I only read about this now, but it's supposed to have a ChatGPT agent, which will help you get over those 9 captchas that you have to fill in, like pick 5 pictures out of this series and click verify, that thing that captures. I hear that it can help us with that now. That's one of the newer features.
Absolutely, that's promising. I've been using Ira for that, but it's great that we do have different agents that are going to be able to help with things like that. It's always good to see. So thanks so much for that, Derry. Really do appreciate it. And hopefully in time I will also be getting GPT Plus for 18 quid a month, because that is a better price than I am currently paying. So that is definitely one I'll need to look into more. So thank you so much for that. Our next voice note in this week, we are checking in with Edvard, a regular listener to the show and a regular contributor. And he's been going on all sorts of adventures and trying out an AI assistant for food delivery. Here's what Edvard had to say for us.
Hi guys, so 2 pieces of news here to share. Well, first off, I went in June on a little adventure holiday. Well, it was actually a weekend away with other visually impaired people. It was great, unforgettable experience. I would still love to try Seeable, but regarding their price, it's only a dream at the moment. But at least I did try the other getaway, and it was great. Meeting lots of new faces and going on a 5K walk. That was a really unforgettable experience. They do it every year. They go to Dundalk every year and do that kind of thing. It's great. Another piece of news to share is, where is technology going these days? Basically, when I was ordering a takeaway the other day, I came across the option in the app that said, try our new AI assistant. So I clicked on that, and the message popped in, just like would be my AI. Hello, how can I help you? So I messaged saying, can you advise me something to order, because I don't know what I want. And then the AI assistant was like, yeah, sure. Based on your previous orders, I can suggest this, I can suggest that. So if you really don't know what you want, just go into the AI assistant app in Just Eat, chat to the assistant, and it will suggest you what to have. So this is really great, guys, because all times I don't even know what I actually want. So it's absolutely perfect. So for any of the listeners, do try out this feature. It's awesome.
He describes it as awesome, and I must say I haven't got this prompt yet, and I do use Just Eat and Deliveroo the odd time, but I haven't got this prompt yet, but I'm looking forward to getting it, because there is a bit of indecisiveness there. But we were talking here in the office, Joe, earlier in the week about Uber Eats. They're rolling out new AI features, some really interesting features that will provide AI enhancements to a restaurant's menu, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's really good. Like, because menus notoriously they can be difficult to access in years gone by for people with vision impairments and stuff. And they're going to have AI descriptions of their dishes on the menu, and people are now being encouraged to send in pictures of what they've ordered from Uber Eats, and then they in certain countries they'll get offered credits to use on their next next order from Uber Eats. That's and cool. They'll be encouraged to give a little description as well. So it's it's a trade for the customer and Uber Eats. It makes their menus better and also gives people credits. But for the end user, who is us as vision impaired people, we'll get better descriptions of Uber Eats menus. I'm not sure if Uber Eats is very prevalent over here in Ireland yet, but not really here in the country too much, I noticed. But look, all you privileged people who live in Cork and Dublin, yep. So you can have Uber Eats.
We do have Uber Eats down where we are in Cork. And I did notice one of the things that they're going to be doing with this new AI is they're going to be taking images that people send in and even images from restaurants and using AI to enhance it by giving it like better like plates and cutlery and even things like that. They're going to call it, wait for this, digital replating.
I noticed that.
Digital replating.
It doesn't seem true to life, though, to me. But yeah, anyway, leave them at it. Yeah.
It's the plate may not be as shown, but there you go. It's an interesting one for sure. But there you go.
No, they won't call me, David. Look, it'll be fish and chips or 3-in-1 chicken curry or something like that. That'll keep me going. I'm doing takeaways. I don't get too extravagant. But it's a good idea. Descriptions. We're all up for more descriptive menus. That's good. That's always a good thing.
It absolutely is. Thank you so much, Edvard, for sending that in to us. And who knows what the future of AI generated menus will be.
And also good to hear that about his holiday. Thanks for that was great to hear. You had a great time in Dundalk. No, seeable. They can be expensive. We had him on the show here at one stage. You're kind of paying for the assistance you get over there with seeable. Can be amazing, but sometime down the line, maybe you'll get there, Edvard, and set up a GoFundMe for Edvard's holidays. What do you think?
I know.
David?
We'll need to win the lotto first, Joe.
One
of these days. Thanks so much, Edvard, for that. Really appreciate it as always. Our next voice note in. We've got two very similar voice notes in now. We've got Paul, who has a question on the Meta glasses.
Just saw your number there on a blog about the Oakley Meta glasses, and I was asking if you've used them. I actually haven't used them, but I have been wanting to, and I just wanted to know, is there anywhere that you can actually go and try them, because they are quite expensive, and I think they might be really useful, but I don't know. I don't want to spend €500 to find out if they're useful.
That makes total sense, Paul. Joe, do you think we should start revealing secrets of Vision Ireland here a little bit? Because we do have news around this. I don't know for certain if we're supposed to share it yet, but shall we share it anyway?
Sure. Look, go on. People are biting at the bit for these glasses, so I think maybe share it, Dave.
Share it. Yeah, the bosses probably won't listen this far anyway. We are going to the plan right now is that in September, so the provisional date on this is the 5th of September, that's a Friday, we are going to hopefully have a nationwide event to discuss and allow people to try on and test out the Meta glasses, and that'll be happening in a number of different centres across the country. We don't have full details of this yet. There is still some little details to be worked out and established, but what I will say for now, we'll be talking about this and we'll share more information in the Tech on Tap newsletter on the vi.ie website when we do have more details. We are kind of jumping the gun by saying this now, but it is relevant to Paul's voice note there. So by all means, do keep an eye out for that. It's really exciting because these glasses, they really are a huge deal, Joe, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, big time. I just keep hearing really positive stuff about them. I don't have a pair yet, believe it or not, to try it myself, but the Oakley ones, to go back to his question, Paul's question about the Oakley ones, there is a few reviews. They are brilliant as regards they have better quality camera, 3K video camera, and 12 megapixel camera for photographs. The 3K one is about videos recording, and then but they do look a little bit different. That's the trouble, because they're sporty and they're for sports enthusiasts. They have, I think there's one that has a white front frame and side gold frame. So if you don't want to stand out, don't go for the Oakley ones. But if you want the normal cool sunglasses, Ray-Bans. But we don't have a pair of Oakleys anyway, David, yet. So when people are getting a chance to maybe test out with us in the 5th of September, it'll be Ray-Bans, and they are cool, just as good almost, just with less battery life maybe. That's the little bit of a downside on it.
Yep, absolutely.
But most other things, 99% of other things, it will do the exact same.
Absolutely. And we'll be sharing more about that event when we do have it, so do be sure to stick around for that. Also, staying on the Meta glasses front, we had a voice note in from Cian sharing his perspective. Here is what Cian had to say.
Hi guys, how's things? It's Cian here. Just wanted to ask you for a start, can I request topics that you talk about on this podcast? You know the way you always say it's not just our podcast, it's your podcast. Could you talk a little bit, do a full topic on the Ray-Bans glasses? You know, the ones that you can listen to music on and you can do other bits. And what more can you do on them? See, I tried a pair of my friends on once, and I got the experience of how they work with music, right? Now I'm thinking on getting them, but I don't want to get them just for the sake of getting them, and make sure I know, you know what I mean, what I'm getting myself into before I get them, like, because I have no sight at all. But I believe you can use other you can read other documents with them, can't you? Haven't I right in saying? And if you could do a full topic on that, that would be brilliant. But then here's the other thing, right, that I'd like to ask. I don't know if you will have enough information because it hasn't really come out yet. Would you be able to go through what the Series 11 Apple Watch might be having, and have you got any info on it? And if so, could you go through that a little bit on your next episode? Because I'm thinking on getting that. I hope I can get it anyway. But anyway, guys, love your show as always, and talk soon.
Thanks so much, Cian. Really appreciate that. I'll start off with the Apple Watch Series 11. Very little is known about it so far. There are kind of the regular rumours that it's going to have a brighter screen, maybe a slightly bigger screen. There's been the ongoing rumours, for a while now, about glucose monitoring and improved temperature monitoring and stuff like that. So it sounds, at least initially, like it's going to be a kind of little bit here, little bit there kind of upgrade. But honestly, we don't really know what we're going to get until Apple make official announcements in September. There is looking like there's going to be a Series 11, as you said, and also an Ultra 3, which is what I'm personally waiting for. I'm really looking forward to the possibility of an Apple Watch Ultra 3 later this year as well. But for now, it's all speculation, Cian. So we're going to be waiting on that until September, unfortunately. So do check back next month, only a month to go, and we'll hopefully have more on that for you. But Joe, on the Meta glasses front, do you know what? Do you think we should do a full topic on the Meta glasses today, Joe?
Well, David, seeing as Cian asked for it, yes.
Alrighty, I think we should too. Thank you to so much to everybody who sent in voice notes to us this week. If you would like to send us your voice notes or your thoughts, you can send them to us on WhatsApp. The number you need there, 086 199 0011. But now, let's dive into Meta glasses, shall we? Because Meta glasses have been a huge topic of conversation for blind and visually impaired people over the past few months. But we have been in limbo here in Ireland because we've been working with VPNs, we've been working with all sorts of manner of different things to try and get these to work. And even when we did get them working, things were inconsistent. But now, things are finally starting to change. Things are starting to look up, and we are starting to finally get access to some, not all, but some of the features that we were promised from the beginning. So let's dive in to the Meta glasses, shall we? And to explain, first of all, we will demo the glasses in a bit, but to explain, first of all, what they are, what they can do, and how exactly they work, and how they can benefit us as blind and visually impaired people, I caught up with the one and only Mr. Brian Manning to tell us exactly how they work. So joining me now on Talking Technology, a familiar voice and a Cork voice, which is always brilliant. Mr. Brian Manning, how are you?
I'm very good, David. And how are you, sir?
I am very, very well. So, Brian, exciting stuff. The Meta glasses. This has been, I think it's fair to say, the most talked about, topic from a technology point of view with our service users this year. It's certainly been a major step forward. But for those who aren't familiar, just give us a brief explainer of the Meta glasses. What are they? How do they work? What do they do?
We have become familiar with the iPhone and the various apps working off of the iPhone. Apps, like Be My Eyes and the different apps that will read your text for you and do your color identification and things like that. Well, what this piece of technology does is, for the first time, it allows you to have that technology on your face. It's a pair of glasses. It sits on your face. They're the conventional Ray-Ban glasses in this particular example of the technology. But there are other devices which will be very shortly in store or coming on board. So it's the concept as much as anything is very exciting. Today we're going to concentrate on one particular example of that concept, which is the Meta Smart Ray-Ban glasses. Now, they have a camera attached to the left lens of the glasses. So you put them on, you download the Meta app, Meta being the parent company of Facebook. And once that initial setup is complete, and once that initial setup is successful, they've pretty much thereafter work on voice command. So there is little or no training. There's a bit of getting used to with them. And when I say getting used to with them, I mean getting to focus the glasses properly. The glasses, to their very core, will tell you what they see. But the camera on the glasses has to see what you want it to see first. So there's where the whole element of focusing in comes into play. But once you've mastered that, the actual operation of the device becomes very simple. And its simplicity and its versatility, they're the two redeeming features, attractive features for our service users. I keep saying that if you're a good iPhone user, you can probably get the vast majority of the information through your iPhone and through the smart use of your iPhone as you will through these glasses. But it's the simplistic way and manner in which you can get access to that information through the glasses is this major selling point.
What kind of information can we get with the glasses, Brian? I pop these yokes on my face. I then have a camera on my head. What can I use that camera for?
Independent living. Let's take them as a tool for independent living. Okay. One of the first things I ever did in this job well over 20 years ago was, for the first time, I met a blind lady, and for the first time I introduced her to a device, and after an hour or two she was able to read her own letters, her own mail. That's a brilliant example of independent living, and that is easily achieved with these glasses. You put on the glasses, you open your letter, you say, the wake up word is, hey Meta. You don't have to learn that, hey Meta. So you just say, hey Meta, take a look. What does this letter say? Now, initially it will summarize the letter. It'll say, this appears to be from an insurance company with a quote for your house insurance. So then you can continue the summarization. You can say, okay, what's the quotation or what's the premium? And I will tell you. Or, which is perhaps more to the point, you can say, okay, read the text. And it will read the text for you. So that's the first and brilliant piece of simplistic innovation that this thing introduces to our lives. The first time that it's like getting a letter and saying to your partner or saying to your child or saying to your neighbour, read that for me. Again, I could have got that information relatively easy from my iPhone. It's just that no, I just say read that. It's done in real time. I'm not opening phones and opening apps and finding push buttons. I'm just saying read this and it's done. Another real good example as to how I personally am using this is for product identification. Now, I'm sure I'm not the first blind person, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but I've often gone to the air fryer with a piece of food in my hand, thinking, I wonder, is this fish, or is it a chicken burger, or is it whatever? And I'd cook it, and I'd have to wait until it was cooked to know, what, this is fish. So I'm having fish and chips today instead of burger and chips today. That's all done now. You just simply say, hey, Meta, take a look. Is this, what is this? And she will tell you that's codfish, or that is chicken breast burger, or that is a piece, whatever. Beans or peas, butter or margarine, anything like that, it will tell you. Something simple. Like the other day, I just put my feet out. I said, hey, Meta, what colour socks am I on? Told me. Simple things like that, colour matching. Brilliant for things like that. I was in a restaurant the other day. And again, like that, I could have easily asked the waitress, what's on the menu. But I asked Meta, hey, Meta, take a look, read this. And I started reading and I said, okay, what are the main courses? So I jumped straight to the main courses. So I narrowed it down further. I said, are there any chicken dishes? I said, yes, there are chicken dishes. I said, how much are they? It told me. I said, what about the sweets? It gave me the dessert menu. I said, go back to the starter. I interrogated that menu like as if, like anyone would. And it was actually, I would suggest to you, better than having a fully sighted person next to me. Because, sometimes you don't want, you might be less inclined, you would be less inclined to kind of, test the patience of a sighted person.
Yeah, you don't want to be going back over.
Chicken dish, that'll do me.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you had none of those confines. It was just straight to it. Again, quite recently, I went into a cafe, and there was a blackboard. The way some of these restaurants, they'll change their menu every day, and they'll write it up on a blackboard.
Yeah.
So I just said, hey, Meta, can you see a blackboard? I said, I can. I said, what does it say? And it says, it appears to be a menu. Now, again, I just said, read it. And it went through the menu, chalked down on the blackboard, and it read it perfectly for me. Now, again, I had to find the blackboard, and that's where the experience will come into it, So the next time I'll know that blackboard is in the corner, so I'll know where to look with my camera. But it found the blackboard for me, and it read it perfectly. The other day I lost a pair of shoes. I forgot where my shoes were. And I just said, hey, Meta, take a look. Can you see my shoes? She said, no. So I moved my head. I said, can you see them now? She said, will I take a look? I said, do, bang. Your shoes are under the radiator by the door. So, and again, that saved me a lot of hassle. Again, it required a modicum of patience on my part to the extent that I had to ask twice. But I got the information I wanted, and it was brilliant.
And one of the big changes that, this technology has existed a little bit in other forms before, but the big change here, Brian, is the price.
The price. Again, for years in Vision Ireland, we've been dangling the carrot of accessibility in front of people. We've been saying, the screen reader will do that for you, or that piece of OCR technology will do this for you, or, this, but you can't afford it. With this particular piece of technology, it really is, achievable for most people. I mean, most people, roughly, if you have €300, you can get access to this technology, provided you have a smartphone as well, of course. Now, the smartphones, it'll work with Android, it'll work with and everyone pretty much does have some form of smartphone now. and there's a smartphone kind of available in the drawers of most houses at this stage. So it is really, really achievable. And at Envision Ireland, we're very conscious that there seems to be an element of disparity with regard. Some people are getting the VAT back on these Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses, others aren't. That's something that we're going to have to remedy, and it's a lead that Vision Ireland should take. We should be there, legislating with the revenue officials to say this is in the hands of a blind person, a very definite piece of assistive technology. We need it to achieve the independence that she takes for granted. So therefore, because it is assistive technology in the hands of a blind person, we are totally deserving of the VAT back. So it shouldn't even be an issue. And again, it's a campaign that I'm hoping, and I think we will, from labs and through the various other departments in Vision Ireland, it's a campaign that we will take up, and well, we have to win it. We should win it. Again, other pieces of smart technology, are in that kind of grey area where some revenue officials are acknowledging it's assistive technology and other revenue officials are not. It's something we need to have a blanket approach here, but we can lead the way definitely with these smart glasses, because they are definitely assistive technology.
Absolutely. Brian, very valuable stuff. You're clearly passionate about it, as are many of us here in Vision Ireland. I think they are definitely really cool tech. And this stuff, it's only going to get better, which is the really cool part. Like, where are we going to be in 2 years, 3 years? This stuff is going to get really exciting really quickly.
It is. And there's another feature to these glasses as well, which I really like. I mean, we're all familiar with the Be My Eyes concept, where you can contact a sighted person and they can use the camera on your phone and give you assistance or guidance. Well, no, with these, with the Meta smart glasses, with this particular device, you can also contact through WhatsApp. Once you WhatsApp on your phone, you can just make a WhatsApp call, press the button, and the person that you are ringing, your partner or someone in your family or whatever, can take the call, accept the camera image, and they can see through their screen what you're looking at through your phone, what your camera sees. So again, they can give you the direct live assistance or guidance that you need. And again, that's a very significant development as well in this whole thing. And again, it's the simplicity of it.
Absolutely.
You could just say, make a WhatsApp call. Just press that button. And it's for people, like older people, or again, people who would be less inclined towards technology. That's where the true beauty of this technology comes into play, I think.
Absolutely. And it's worth noting as well that also works with Ira as well. So for those of you
it does work with Ira
using
as well, yeah.
Ira, that can use that WhatsApp integration.
And again, I mean, like we were talking there quite recently with the people in NaviLens. And we're hoping in some way to integrate the NaviLens technology into these smart devices where, if a place is kind of posted with NaviLens signatures, then, hopefully these glasses can pick them up and can inform the wearer, NaviLens, Cork City Library, main door, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's another conversation. But again, it's a development that I think that we can look forward to.
Absolutely. Brian, for now, definitely exciting stuff. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on Talking Technology. We'll have to have you back again soon. It's always great to have you on the show. So thank you so much.
Thanks, David.
It's always going to be a great podcast when we have the one and only Mr. Brian Manning on Talking Technology. Thanks so much for that, Brian. And you can hear Brian's passion there with the Meta glasses, and he's absolutely right to be passionate. There's so much to like about this technology, and it is only going to get better. I mean, being able to describe what's in front of you, being able to read documents, and as Brian said, that simplicity there is really absolutely something to like. Lots of people are falling in love with these Meta glasses, and you can absolutely see why. But what do they sound like is often a question, we get asked, and how do they work? Is it really as simple as people portray? And what's the whole deal with all of that? Does it work as smoothly as one would like? Well, to give you an idea of what the Meta glasses sound like, we recorded a demo of said glasses. So here's what happened when I tried out the Meta glasses earlier this week. So I have stolen a pair of Meta smart glasses and I've rigged them with a microphone. So what I am now going to do is I am going to place these Meta glasses on, and straight away you will hear a tone. They automatically detect when you place them on. So I'm going to do that now. And there we go. It is now ready to do its thing. So firstly, I can just use the wake word and I can ask it to tell me what it sees. Hey Meta, look and tell me what you can see in front of me.
I see a large wooden cabinet and a few chairs in front of you. There is also a table with some items on it, including a phone and a container.
Okay, so let's explore that. Hey Meta, thank you.
Okay to take a picture?
Hey Meta, look and tell me what is on this menu.
You want to take a photo for that, right?
Yes.
The menu includes a variety of options such as fresh homemade sandwiches, homemade focaccia, sweet treats, and pastries. There are also drink options like freshly brewed tea and coffee, and soft drinks.
Hey Meta, read the menu in full.
The text reads, Happy Days catering menu. Fresh homemade catering for every occasion now available. It's Happy Days Coffee and Deli brings delicious homemade flavors to your next gathering. Whether it's a corporate lunch, family reunion, or a casual get-together, we offer a selection of freshly made delights to satisfy every taste. A wide selection of our delicious fillings on a variety of fresh bagels, homemade focaccia, white and brown bread, light and whole wheat flour tortilla rolls, homemade sweet treats and pastries, both sweet and savory, homemade granola power, a healthy new choice, drinks to complete your meal, freshly brewed coffee and tea, a variety of soy drinks, perfect for meetings, luncheons, or just treating yourself. Contact us to place your order and enjoy our homemade goodness at Happy Days Deli.
Hey Meta, tell me, is there sausage rolls on the menu?
Yes, sausage rolls are mentioned on the menu under the section for homemade sweet treats and pastries.
Hey Meta, stop. And there you have it. That is how it would work if you were reading just a basic menu. I've been very bold. I have stolen a carton from the Cork office fridge. But I can now ask, hey Meta, what am I holding?
You are holding a carton of sweetened almond milk.
Almond milk, very fancy. They have taste in here, see. Hey Meta, stop. Now, they obviously have taste there with their almond milk. But what I can also do is I can just get general information about my environment. So, hey Meta, what's in the box in front of me?
The box in front of you is likely a computer or electronics box, possibly from Dell.
Hey Meta, can you tell me the temperature on the heater in front of me?
The temperature displayed is 20 degrees Celsius.
Perfect. Hey Meta, stop. And there you have it. So you can ask a whole variety of questions about your environment, what's going on around you. You can ask it to read things, to describe things to you. It's very, very versatile. And what it can also be really useful for is just getting some information when you're out and about. So let's leave the office, shall we? Let's head outside. I know it's a weird thing for me to do, but let's head outside and see what we can see using our Meta glasses when we do so. Okay, so I have left the office near where we work and I have come instead to a retail park that has a lot of health stuff around. So I'm going to put the glasses on and see what we can discover about this place. So I'm going to pop them on. And there we go. So I just adjust those so I'm not touching off the microphone too much. So you will notice that these glasses speak with a male voice. I swapped glasses for these demos. So I'm just going to ask, hey Meta, look and tell me what you can see.
I see a sign with the name of a building or facility, Blackrock Hall Primary Care Center, and some Irish text. Also, next time, you can skip look and just make your request.
Good to know. Hey Meta, can you see any other signs?
No, I can only see one sign, which appears to be a standalone sign in front of a building.
Stop. Okay, so that shuts it up. So we move on. And I'm going to ask it some questions. So I can kind of see that there is a red sign to my side here. It's a bit harder to see things with the tinted glasses, but I have enough vision to see that. It's quite large. So I can just ask about it. Hey Meta, what can you see?
I see a sign for the Blackrock Hall Primary Care Center, which lists various medical services and their corresponding floor numbers.
Hey Meta, what's on floor 4?
There is no floor 4 listed on the sign. The sign only lists floors 2 and 3.
What's on floor 3?
Yes, floor 3 has several services listed, including counseling, HSE CAMHS, and RISE.
Stop. So that gives me information about what's on the 3rd floor. I could continue to interrogate that sign. I could say read it if I wanted to read it in full, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to ask, hey Meta, what's written on the door or window in front of me?
It is written mobility supplies on the window.
Stop. So I'm able to move along in the world, obviously using my cane for mobility skills. This is not under any circumstances in a million years a replacement for a cane or a guide dog, but I can continue on, and I can, as I need to, ask questions about what's going on in front of me. So I can ask, hey Meta, can you see any signs?
Yes, there is a sign above the door that reads Health Shop.
Can you see the name of the health shop?
The name of the health shop is not visible, but the sign above the door reads Health Shop.
Stop. So that's fair enough. I can also ask, as well as getting information about signs, I can also ask just general information about the world in front of me, I guess. So, hey Meta, is it sunny?
For which city?
Hey Meta, look and tell me if it's sunny.
Yes, it appears to be sunny.
Hey Meta, look and tell me, is there a sunset?
Yes, there appears to be a sunset in the distance, with the sun shining through the trees and casting a warm glow over the scene.
Hey Meta, is there a lot of trees in front of me?
No, there are a few trees in the distance, but they are not directly in front of you.
Interesting. Hey Meta, look and tell me what you can see in front of me.
I see a paved walkway leading to a building, surrounded by lush greenery and a unique tree with dark leaves.
Do you know what that tree is?
The tree appears to be a weeping European beech, Fagus sylvatica pendula.
I've never heard of such a thing. Are they rare?
Weeping European beech, Fagus sylvatica pendula, is not rare, but it's a unique cultivar of the common European beech. It's known for its distinctive, weeping branches that give it a striking appearance.
Hey Meta, stop. Hey Meta, what's on the sign directly in front of me?
The sign directly in front of you reads, BLACKROCK Hall Primary Care Center.
Stop. So I'm going around in circles now, but you get the idea. I can interrogate this. I can get any information that I want from it. I can continue to ask anything I want, basically, and get an idea of, if you're standing in front of a store or whatever, and you just want to check what it is. Is this the care centre, or is this the health shop? I can ask that, and it will be able to tell me, which is really beneficial. And one of the great features of these glasses is I can also ask, should I want, for visual assistance, be that through a service like Be My Eyes or Aira, but also from a family member or friend through WhatsApp. So to demo those features, let's jump back to the office complex where we have our Vision Ireland Cork office and try some of those features out, shall we? So here I am. Now what I want to do is I want to navigate back to our Cork office. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make a WhatsApp call to Cora from work, and hopefully when I double press the button on the device, she will be able to guide me back to work. So let's start that call now. Hey Meta, make a WhatsApp call to Cora from work. Hey Cora, how are you? So Cora, tell me first of all, just what can you see on your phone right now?
At the moment, I can't see anything. Your name has come up. I've answered the call.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So if I double press the button on the frames now, I'm going to do that now.
Glasses camera is active.
There we go. And I just heard glasses camera is active. Can you see in front of me now?
I can. You seem to be in an enclosed area. It's a car park. Be careful to your left-hand side. There is
Perfect. So we're just heading back to the to our Cork office then, pretty much, if that works.
Yeah, so you'll need to continue straight ahead. Be a little bit careful on your left-hand side because there are parked cars.
No worries.
Keep going straight ahead. Just slow down a little bit. You do have a mat on your right-hand side and chairs. There's like a waiting area outside.
That's the vets, I believe. We popped in there earlier to check out some stuff with there. So we'll just keep on going.
Yeah, and I can see our office now, so it is just straight ahead. It does open up to almost like a T-junction in front of you, so be careful if there's other people. And you're just coming up to the NCBI door now.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Cora, thank you so much.
Brilliant. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye now. And here we are. Super stuff. So that, and I just heard that has ended that call there now. So that is how you can use WhatsApp to assist you and get visual assistance as you need it. A really useful feature as well of the Meta glasses for sure. And I got home, well, back to the office, which is basically home for me sometimes. Great there to get to play out with the Meta glasses. And thank you to Cora from our HR team for her assistance. Really do appreciate that. Thank you, Cora. We have loads more to come on Talking Technology, including Talking Technology news in just a bit. But hey, what are these Meta glasses like to actually use from a user's perspective? What do people really think of them? We've heard Brian's thoughts. Brian's clearly passionate about them, and now you've also heard what they can do and how they work. But someone who has been trying them over the last little while is Kathleen, and Kathleen joined me to tell me a little bit more about her perspective and what she thinks of the Meta glasses and why she finds them so beneficial. Here's what happened when I caught up with Kathleen earlier this week. So now on Talking Technology, I am delighted to be joined all the way from Galway by Kathleen. Kathleen, I think this is your first time on Talking Technology, if I'm not mistaken, is it?
It is, yes.
It is.
It's my first time.
We got you eventually.
Eventually.
There you go. So, Kathleen, tell me, you are a Meta glasses user. Do you like them, first of all?
I do. I love them. The kids got them for Christmas last year, and it's great. Now, I use them for a lot of things. I don't wear them all day, every day. And because I have Stargardt, so I have some peripheral vision, I didn't actually get the sunglass version. I got the clear glass, so that when I'm walking around, I can still see some things, you know.
And do you find that's really interesting, and we'll talk about the smart features of the glasses in a second, but with a condition like yours, Stargardt's, do you find even wearing the glasses, do you find that there's any kind of impact on the vision that you do have? Do you think it's still, you know, is it worth it kind of wearing them for you? And had you ever worn glasses before?
No, I don't have any kind of condition that corrective lenses would work. So no, I've never worn glasses before. And it is hard getting used to wearing glasses when you've never had them before, even though you're visually impaired. But I do find even the clear glass is a little more impairing. To be honest, I'd love to just pop the glass out and just look straight out, because I'm not used to wearing glasses, and you know the way your glasses fog up, you know, when you're doing little bits and pieces, so you have to keep stopping and clean your glasses so you can carry on.
Yeah, not something you'd to worry about before. That's an interesting thing to consider, isn't it?
Yeah.
For sure. So, Kathleen, tell me then, on to the smart features. I suppose we know kind of what the Meta glasses can do, but what do you use them for, really? What do you find yourself doing with them typically?
I find them great around the house, like especially I use them a lot when I'm cooking to find my different herbs or spices and things like that, or to read instructions on a packet for me, reading letters, you know, post that comes in the door. I find it great now if I'm out and about and I'm on my own. If I go into a coffee shop or something, it'll read the menu for me, which is great, because I used to always have to ask assistance for that before. Now I don't, so it's great.
There you go. Did you experiment with any of the other voices on it? Did you find, do you use a male or a female voice on your ones?
Mine has a female voice, but it was already there, so I didn't experiment with any other ones, so I was kind of happy the way it was set up. Where I bought my glasses, I went into a shop front. Am I allowed to say the shop where I bought them?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I bought them in Brown Thomas in Galway, and they set them up and everything for me. So that was great. I didn't have to do any installations myself.
Super stuff. And have you had any funny or odd experiences with them?
Not really, no. Now, somebody did ask me when I was grocery shopping if I had the glasses, could I check to see if something was gone off? You know, like if you're buying, you know, blueberries or something, or strawberries, and you want to check to make sure, you know, none of them are gone fuzzy.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, I never checked that. So I did, and it did work. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, she described things for me. That, you know, if things weren't looking too good, she told me. And I thought that was brilliant.
That's look, you need that level of honesty.
Yeah.
So overall, you know, would you say you recommend them? Would you say they're worth the price to you? Like, how have you found the value over time? And what would you like to see improve?
Well, they're definitely worth the price. There were a lot of other types of glasses that were out there before that were probably 4 times the price and didn't do half as much as the Meta. And now the AI has improved a lot on them, and it will get better as well. So I think they're just amazing. I also have friends who are totally blind that got them, and they said that they felt like they got the gift of sight from them, which I thought was brilliant. Now, they're using them a lot more than what I am. They use them all day, every day. And the other nice feature about them is they only take 20 minutes to charge them up, and you get several hours out of them.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
No, I haven't had any kind of weird or funny experiences, but, you know, I would listen to the radio through them, or even TV shows or something through them while I'm outside gardening or something. You know, you can use them for so many different things.
And you find the audio okay on them? It's satisfactory?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Excellent.
I prefer it. I prefer wearing the glasses actually to headphones.
And do you feel that's because you can keep your ears open, kind of?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of that in it, that, you know, I don't like the noise cancelling ones because I want to be aware of what's going on around me when I'm not seeing that well. And then, you know, the regular earpods that you put in your ear, I just find them kind of irritating and they just annoy me. So I like just hearing the sound through the arm piece of the glasses. Awesome
stuff. So overall, you're a fan?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. Stuff. I'd actually love to get another pair if I could, so I might put it on my wish list.
There you go. Santi's coming in just a few more months, so there you go. Excellent. Yeah. Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us on Talking Technology. Really appreciate it, and glad you're enjoying the Meta glasses.
Yeah, thank you, David. Really am.
And there you have it. Kathleen, absolutely a big fan of the Meta glasses, and thank you to her for joining us on Talking Technology. Are you sold, Joe?
Oh, David, that was refreshing to hear what Kathleen had said about the Meta glasses. I think it's really cool the way she uses them, like just, you know, as even as a pair of headphones, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just shows how versatile they are, and you can have clear glass as well, as everyone is presuming. Oh, you have to buy the blacked out clear sunglass version. You can actually get different types. You could even get the orange glass if that's your prescription prefers, or you know, the blue tint or whatever you wanted to. But yeah, that's cool. That was really insightful there from Catherine.
Absolutely. And do you know what? There's loads, you know, that you can do with the glasses. And I think it's great to have the perspective of someone with a condition like Stargardt's or glaucoma or whatever the case may be to say, yeah, you know, like with my level of vision, this is the impact they have on me and this is the benefit I get from them. So great to have that perspective. And Kathleen, thank you so much for it. A reminder that if you would like to share your perspective on Meta glasses, we'd love to hear from you. You can do so 086 199 0011 on WhatsApp, or you can send us an email to content@vi.ie. A reminder that we are planning, hopefully, maybe, I'm pretty sure we will, to have that event in September where we'll be going through Meta glasses and wearables. We'll be talking more about that in the coming weeks, so do stay tuned to Tech on Tap and subscribe to Talking Technology wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more as it comes. And we will also have an actual extra podcast of Talking Technology coming later this week, so do stick around for that. But hey, as far as this podcast goes though, let's keep the train on the road, shall we? Daniel Dunn isn't here this week, but we can't leave you waiting for Talking Technology news, so we recruited a new AI voice in the form of Frances. Yes, Frances. She sounds very like Maura, it must be said, very grumpy and angry, but with that said though, let's see how good she does. This is Talking Technology, where now it's time for Talking Technology News.
This is Talking Technology News.
With your latest Talking Technology News, I'm an AI voice that sounds even more like a grumpy teacher than Maura. Starting us off this week, Seeing AI has introduced a new history feature. When you use either the Read or Describe tabs in Seeing AI, the app now keeps a log of your interactions and allows you to revisit them using a History option located in the menu. Launching a previous session from the History section allows you to perform all the same tasks that you could immediately after scanning, such as asking Seeing AI to share an image or exploring an image. Interestingly, unlike other tools from Be My Eyes, the app doesn't seem to give you an easy way to delete or clear history. This would be a nice feature, especially considering that occasionally you may scan personal information. This is definitely a nice feature, although Seeing AI is starting to slip behind slightly when it comes to control of user data. It would be good to have more granular options to delete history, or even turn history off entirely from settings. Do you find yourself revisiting old AI conversations? Let us know with a WhatsApp voice note. In other news, a hotel in Westmeath has received over €250,000 to improve its accessibility for customers with disabilities. The Greville Arms Hotel in Mullingar will receive the money as part of the EU's Just Transition Fund. This fund is designed to support tourism projects across the EU. The money will be spent on getting the hotel a new lift, and local radio station Midlands 103 reports that the hotel will also be installing braille signage for those who are blind or visually impaired. It sounds like a great step forward, and money being invested in accessibility is always great to see. Small improvements can make big differences when it comes to accessibility, so hopefully, with €250,000 to spend, this hotel can really make solid improvements. What makes life easier for you in a hotel? Let us know now. And finally, this week, Meta Glasses may have some competition from a new brand of smart glasses called Halo. These new glasses, developed by a company called Brilliant Labs, have many of the same features as the Meta Glasses, but a similar price tag. We haven't got to try these glasses yet, so they could be terrible. But the company is saying they can even remember people you've met before. Competition in this space is healthy, and it's only a matter of time before we start to hear more stories like this. Hopefully, we will see more companies entering this arena and producing glasses that are more accessible for those with low or no vision. And that's it for now. A reminder that we will have an extra episode of Talking Technology later this week, so do be sure to stay tuned for that and subscribe on all your favourite podcast apps. Now though, it's back to you, David.
Cheers, Francis. It really is weird. It never gets old talking to these AI voices, Joe.
I really love that one.
Yeah.
I think it's so I can imagine Frances doesn't even have a wrinkle on her face. She never smiled before.
Yeah. Would you believe it, Joe? That's with her enthusiasm turned up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but
I think that's an 80% enthusiasm, I think.
Wow. I'd love her to read me a horror story or something. She'd keep the suspense going all day.
Oh, I'd say that. But yeah, she needs to get better at ending her sentences and stuff like that. She's certainly no replacement for our Daniel Dunn. But look, Daniel's on holidays. We'll let him take a break. Francis will do. But anything standing out for you there in the Newark there, Joe? Anything exciting, good? You stayed in that hotel in Mullingar once upon a time, I believe.
Did anything stand out apart from Francis' voice? Yeah, well, the Greville Arms, yeah, lovely hotel. It was a bit dated when I was there, so obviously they're getting an upgrade. A new lift, definitely welcome. What makes you happy when you stay in a hotel, Dave? Is it a service or is it signage? I don't use braille myself, but
it's
all welcome.
Basic things, to be honest. Like, yes, service, absolutely, but also it's little things like I find it really beneficial if they have not necessarily braille lettering, although braille lettering is great, but just tactile numbers in the lift and stuff like that. And one of the things I hate, and I hope they can avoid, is the requirement to scan a card to go to a certain floor in the lift. I just find that difficult, trying to find the scanner and all of this stuff. So that makes it difficult for me. So I'd like to see how they could maybe work with that a little bit. But I think ultimately, if they're considering accessibility, then that is a good thing,
Yeah, without a doubt. I've seen things on reviews I've watched on YouTube of Princess Cruise and stuff, where they give people a medallion, and the medallion you can scan on your door. You can also press a button on a medallion, which will the waiter will come over. Dave, do you want would you like another cocktail or whatever? Do you know what I mean?
That's so cool.
That's the dream, isn't it, Dave?
That's the business. I love that idea. But yeah, there you go. Goodness, you never know what you're going to hear on this podcast, but I do love that. But there you go. Yeah, loads of interesting stuff in the news this week. There is obviously that upgrade for that hotel. The Halo glasses. I mean, look.
Yeah, Halo glasses.
Time will tell.
It's great. It's great to have another one in the market. And by the sound of things, they're not going to be overly expensive compared to what we've been used to as vision impaired and blind people in the past. In our community, we felt ripped off, I suppose. How much are those glasses, Dave? You might say, or whatever.
$2.99.
$2.99. Them ones. But then you might ask in the past how much are those glasses, and someone might reply, 2,900. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Well, maybe I'll leave it another few years. Things got to that stage now where we are at the few years down the line where things are more affordable in that department because we have them. They have to keep them lower because Meta has kept them to their true selves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So the competition is there. These will have to be good. If they're not good, they may say goodbye. So I'm just hoping that they're just another good one that's come to the market.
Absolutely, and time shall tell on that. Those are expected to ship in November, so will be interesting to see where that goes. We do need to, even though the prices are coming down, and Brian touched on this earlier on, we do need to keep the pressure on with organizations like Revenue as well to actually provide VAT refunds on these. There has been some discrepancy there, even when people are filling out the forms correctly and stuff like that, because people are saying, you bought that in Brown Thomas, we can't be doing that.
I found that very amusing, David. I mean, Brown Thomas is famous now for selling everything from a Hoover to a Gucci bag. Do you know what I mean? So they have an electrical department as well as clothes and all the rest of it and jewellery. But it isn't our fault that maybe one of the most accessible products that has given us a little bit of a lease of life is sold in Brown Thomas. Do you know what I mean? It's just another department store at the end of the day. They own Arnott's as well, which is a more regular department store. So there is I don't know, David, what the Revenue are at there, giving people excuses. Oh, we can't refund that you bought in Brown Thomas. Sure, look,
now the blind people, they're running away with themselves these days, Joe. They're getting too posh for themselves.
Scandalous. Look, they'll end up buying Gucci bags and Gucci shoes soon if not careful.
Yeah. They'll be looking for VAT and back on them as well. Anyway.
What about the history, David, on the CNAI? We'll go back to that first story, actually. I thought that's a bit... I double-checked that again later. I find it hard to believe we can't delete history in CNAI. If anybody comes up with a way of deleting our history, let me know, because I would like to be able to delete my history out of the app. But anyway,
We've certainly had people, I've definitely met people here who use Seeing AI, and I think this will be a big deal for some people, that they don't want what they've scanned to be remembered in the app. They want to just scan it and have it forgotten, and it's part of privacy too. So I could definitely
at the same time, David, it's good to have a bit of history though, because I sometimes take a picture of something, don't have time when I'm out in the open to read it all, whether I'm with kids or I'm in too busy of an area, that I want to maybe look at the details of what I took a picture of better in my own space. That's good to have history in that way, but it's also good to be able to delete it.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's an area that Be My Eyes, to their credit, and they don't do everything perfectly, but they've done that right. They allow people to delete it. And absolutely, I think that makes sense. But it will be good to see Seeing AI do something similar, I think, because we do definitely need to make sure that people's data is protected. I think that's a key and important thing. So look, this is the first version to have this new history feature, and maybe it will improve. So time will tell on that for sure. But I do think it's a good feature though. Awesome stuff. Well, hey, Joe, thank you so much for that. Thank you as well to Francis for being a very 80% enthusiastic news reading voice this week. Really appreciate that. And thank you to you for listening. That is about our show this week. Thanks as well to Brian, Kathleen, everyone else who contributed behind the scenes. Really appreciate that. And we will be back later this week with another extra episode of Talking Technology. We've got secrets to tell, but we can't tell them yet. So we will be back later this week, and we are looking forward to that. A reminder, if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can send us a message on WhatsApp to 086 199 0011, or you can send us an email to content@vi.ie. But in the meantime, stay safe. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you later this week for another extra episode of Talking Technology. See you then.
Thanks for listening to the Talking Technology podcast with VI Labs. If you'd like to support our show, please visit vi.ie/donate. Talking Technology is proudly sponsored by IA Labs, the market leader in digital accessibility services. IA Labs, digital inclusion, your legal obligation.